Legend said that when the heavens fall, it will come to the world's end. The endless realm will birth the 10 great beasts of chaos. They have bodies as big as star lands. In their wake, the heavens are shattered, space and time are turned upside down, and the world is reborn. That destruction creates a new world, a world where life exists. It is a stormy evening when a boy is on top of a golden bird. The boy is named Lai Tianming. He is 17 years old, born in a small town, and a student at Flamulo Science Academy. She was approached by a girl named Kinking on her umbrella and greeted him. She is 17 years old and a student of Flamulo Science Academy. She is born poor and also Lai Tianmeng's lover. When they got inside the house, Lai Tianmeng gave Kinking a majestic-looking hairpin. He put it on her head. 10 days ago, Lai Tianmeng acquired the secret beast War Soul. It is a great treasure in the plains of a secret realm. Its power can make a man strong enough to stand above all beings. He gave it to his companion beast named Jin Yu, the golden bird. Once he successfully combines the sacred beast's War Soul and his beast companion, he can climb to the great ranking. But Kinking removed her clothing and wanted Tianming to take her and make her his woman. Tianming became hesitant toward Kinking because all of this was new to him, and he needed clarification about what Kinking was doing. But when she was speaking, she suddenly became a robot-looking woman. Thunder from above struck his house. It reveals a violet-like creature from above. A violet-haired man appeared in the sky as well as a purple-colored bird. He is Lin Xiaoding, also 17 years old and one of the elite disciples of Flamulo Science Academy's Heavens Division, the son of a noble family. His beast companion bird has 3 eyes. Kinking immediately went in his way and asked him to save him from Lin Tianmeng. Xiaoding made his beast companion attack Tianmeng, but his beast companion, Jin Yu, was just in time to defend him against the purple beast. Tianmeng tried to stop Jin Yu, but it was too late. Xiaoding went in Tianmeng's direction and threatened him that he would kill his beast companion, Jin Yu. The purple beast kept on attacking Jin Yu, resulting in his demise. Tianmeng saw it, and his memories with Jin Yu were brought up to his memories from Jin Yu's hatching and development throughout his life. His hate made the soul of the sacred beast War Soul. Xiaoding took it, and Tianmeng realized that Kinking was Xiaoding's accomplice all this time, and he did not even suspect her. Kinking and Xiaoding left Tianmeng in the storm with his beast companion, Jin Yu. But it was not the end for Tianmeng. It will be the beginning of his revenge for his beast companion. After 3 years, Lai Tianmeng woke up in the middle of the night after having a nightmare about Jin Yu. Everything went downhill for him after Xiaoding obtained the sacred beast War Soul, and he became a laughingstock of the village for attempted drugging and assault of Kinking. He is now meditating to have another hatched egg. Their place glowed as he watched the egg be hatched. He thought it would be a legendary beast companion, but he jokes on him because he received a little chick. He cannot believe that he got a chicken, but it gives off an aura of a ferocious beast. The chicken answered him, and he could not think the chicken could talk. The chicken was very confident that he was great. He tried to ask the chick what rank is he. After the companion beast hatches, the number of stars in their eyes determines his level. He was disappointed when he saw his eyes with 1 star, meaning the chick was a rank 1 beast companion. But the chicken made him look deeper into his eyes. He even compared Jin Yu to the chick with 5 stars in its eyes, and Jin Yu was considered the rare 5th-tier beast in Flamehaven. He lost his hope and even thought of killing himself. And that's when he went inside his eyes. He saw tens, hundreds, thousands, and millions of stars in his eyes that looked like a massive universe full of stars. He was amused, as if he was really inside the chicken's eyes. Then he saw an eternal phoenix eating a full sun and the eternal phoenix being crushed by a hand with an eye. Seeing that hand gave him goosebumps. The hand introduced itself as the master of all primordial chaos beasts and reincarnation. Tianmeng shrugged his head in frustration and confusion. The chicken punched him to get him back to reality. He is still confused about the chick and asks what he is. He told Tianmeng that he was the Eternal Inferno Phoenix and was one of the 10 primordial chaos beasts. Our MC asked the beast what a primordial chaos beast is, but since the chick was born a few minutes ago, he didn't know what it meant. Tianmeng asked if the chicken wanted to do symbiotic cultivation with him. The chick agreed and told Tianmeng he must feel so lucky to do dual cultivating with him for free. And they are now planning how they can cultivate each other. The chicken positioned itself on top of Tianmeng's head. They started practicing. The chick wanted to see Tianmeng's beast veins. Both beast masters and companion beasts are born with 9 beasts in their veins. They have to connect it and pair it with their 9 beast veins, with a total of 18 beast veins. For every beast vein they connect, they will earn 1 level in the beast vein realm. Once the beast veins are interlinked, the beastmaster and his companion beast can complement each other's strengths and gain considerable benefit. After that, the master and the beast can complement each other's strengths and benefit greatly. As they tried to cultivate, he saw that the chick's vein had a beast vein as big as a dragon's. The chick pointed out in his face that his beast vein is as big as a dragon while Tianmeng's is as little as a worm. After they connect, Tianmeng feels a tremendous and overflowing power from the vein. After that, they obtain the Beast Vein Realm's first level breakthrough. The chicken is satisfied since the strength in his body and the strength of the Beast Vein is now 3 times that of a usual Beast Vein. The chicken complimented him because his first realm was better than a typical third realm. The next thing that they would do is the cultivation techniques. He is confident his boss can cultivate the strongest gong method, the Xuan Jin skill. They kept developing to get stronger and more vital to pick more medicinal herbs for his mother. They were woken up by a loud bang on the door, saying they had people to surprise. As someone was banging on their door, Tanmeng hurried up and went to open the door. Their guest is Lady Wang, the third wife of Lai Yanfeng, his father, and her daughter, his half-sister, Lai Zujiao. Lady Wang has some gifts for Lai Tanmeng. His mother heard the commotion, so she went to see who had visited them. Her mother saw that it was his husband's third wife and her daughter. She greeted them. Lai Tanmeng's mother, Wai Jing, the first wife of Lai Tianming's father, was treated coldly by her husband because she is currently suffering from an incurable disease and has been bedridden for many years, barely even interacting with other people. Tanmeng commanded her mother to go back to her room because he knew that his mother was not well and she needed time to rest. But his mother pointed out that she could not lie in bed all day. His mother invited Lady Huang to sit for a while in their house, but she was rejected by Lady Huang because she just wanted to have a little conversation with them and would leave shortly. Lady Huang asked his mother how is her condition and how is she. Wai Jing, Lai Tanmeng's mother, thanked them for the asking. Shortly, Lady Huang's daughter, Lai Zujiao, made an atrocious comment regarding Lai Tanmeng's mother that her mother was almost dead. The kid was scolded by her mother. Lai Tanmeng cannot bear the manners of both Lady Huang and Lai Zujiao. They did not respect them ever since, and he knows for sure that they had bad intentions before coming in there. Lady Huang showed them a piece of paper saying that it was Lai Yanfeng's gift to his mother, and since Yanfeng had some business and was pretty busy because he had guests, he asked Lady Huang to bring it to Wai Jing. She gave it to Wai Jing, and as she opened it, her mood started to become gloomy and dark. Lai Tanmeng knew as he saw his mom shiver because, due to madness, the paper had something to do with their position as wives. It is a letter for divorce, and even though his father has a very polite statement on paperwork with sweet words, he knew the reason behind it clearer as day. He went closer to her mother to comfort and remind her that sadness is not good for her health. His mother cannot help but feel sorry for Lai Tanmeng, and she still can't accept his father's cruelty. After removing her and Tanmeng from their family, it is clear to her that his father is clearing his status as the firstborn son even though Lai Tanmeng is the true heir of the Flame Haven. Suddenly, Lai Tanmeng sees a memory from his father saying that he doesn't care about the truth, but it is the lightning house that Lai Tanmeng offended. Lai Tanmeng already knew that he was no longer an heir of his father the moment the lightning house framed him. And after 3 years, his father has not even said 3 words, and they are strangers to each other. He is more concerned about his mom because she will suffer more, and even though he knows she is sick, he is still determined to drive her away. He cannot believe this is his father's way of abandoning his son and his first wife, and that his mother's life will be ruined when she meets the wrong person. On the other hand, Lady Huang told the first wife, Wai Jing, that she should not blame Yanfeng because he was doing this for her good, and that after all of what happened in her situation, she will be apt to lead to people criticizing Lord Lai Yanfeng in private. She also mentioned that Lai Yanfeng asked her to give Wai Jing many spirit gems as a way of consideration in her future life. Lai Zujiao envied her because the Lord Lin Yunfeng wouldn't give her that many spirit gems even if she begged them. Lady Huang then dropped the bag full of spirit gems in front of Tanmeng and his mother. She then told them that it was good that it ended that way because they no longer owe each other anything. And she told Wai Jing that it is okay to cry if she feels bad, and it looks like she's giving her consideration because she won't laugh at her if she cries. Tanmeng cannot take any more words coming from Lady Huang's mouth. He asked them to leave their house, but he was answered by Lai Zujiao shouting about how he could say that to her mother, and that the reason that their father asked her and her mother, Lady Huang, to be the ones to inform them is that Lai Yanfeng promised them that they would own the pavilion starting that day. She also pointed her finger at Tanmeng and his mother. Since their father divorced his mom, they are the ones who have to leave instead of them. It was supported by Zujiao's mother, Lady Huang, and for the sake of their sisterhood, he won't make it difficult for them to leave the place. Deep inside, Tanmeng thought they were just a bunch of ridiculous people, and one was so ruthless than the other, and if it were not for their luck, they would have been crushed by death long ago. Even if he leaves, he has to leave dignifiedly, unlike a dog who lost its home. He still cannot accept that his mom is experiencing this injustice. He planned on going to his father, Lai Yanfeng, and he will ask for an acceptable explanation. He was distracted by his mother when she touched her hand. His mom called his name, told him she knew what he was thinking, and advised him not to become foolish. She told him he would leave, and there was nothing to be fond of, and there is no need for them to make any more futile struggles, and until the day he will rise again, they will be back to take their dignity and honor. Lai Tianmeng is speechless and cannot comprehend what his mother says. He only knows that no other person knows a child more than their mother. His mother's vision was greater than his, and he realized he had been too narrow-minded. Tianmeng assured her mother that soon enough they would rise again. Tianmeng always thought that his mother was not an ordinary person. When his mother was young, she was the most beautiful among her peers and a good scholar and fighter. He doesn't understand why she chose his father to be her husband. And even though the disease had afflicted her for almost half her life, neither her mother's spirit nor her heart was broken. Lai Zujiao laughed at the idea of Tianmeng being able to rise again. She pointed out that his companion beast was dead and was killed because of his shameless acts. She even told Tianmeng that if the laughing stock of the flame could make a comeback, that would be the day that the pigs would learn how to climb a tree. He was challenged and said he would send him up a tree. Lai Zujiao was challenged, but Tianmeng reminded her that he saved her when she was abducted for 3 days and nights to rescue her from the culprits. But Lai Zujiao doesn't feel grateful to her brother for saving her and blames him because he was the one who put himself in that situation. Tianmeng told her he regretted saving her and asked her to pick a tree from the 3 trees in their courtyard, the one she would like him to send her on. Zujiao grins because Tianmeng looks foolish and does not even have a beast companion. She summoned her beast companion, whom she named Hu Ling, to make him taste the burning fire of her beast companion. Tianmeng asked his stepsister if she thought he didn't have a companion beast. He then called his companion beast the Eternal Inferno Phoenix. A big light shined on the whole courtyard. Lady Huang and his stepsister, Zujiao, cannot believe he has a beast companion. The Eternal Inferno Phoenix then appeared on top of his head. A chicken scolded him because he was in the middle of 3,000 hens in his harem, and he disturbed him by waking him up. Tianmeng ignored what he said and told him to get ready because they would fight. Meanwhile, Lady Huang and Zujiao laughed when they saw his beast companion. They both think that Tianmeng is joking because of the chicken's size. They thought that Tianmeng made a blood compact to make the beast one of the breakfasts of her beast companion. The Eternal Inferno Phoenix got all fired up when he saw Zujiao's beast companion and asked her if she wanted to be pregnant and give birth to his babies. His sister pointed out that not only he had taken a chicken as his beast companion, but it was also as shameless as he was. They started their fight when Zujiao commanded her beast companion, Hu Ling, to devour Tianmeng's beast companion. Tianmeng's beast companion, the Eternal Inferno Phoenix, flew so slowly that Tianmeng advised it to take it easy because he is still too small and doesn't embarrass himself. Zujiao is very confident that she will win against Tianmeng. Her anger will not go away as long as he does not teach Tianmeng a lesson, and she hopes that his beast companion can withstand and not die in a single attack from her beast companion. She made her beast companion release an enormous flame toward Tianmeng and his beast companion's direction. But that flame did not even make Tianmeng budge a little. But after the attack, Tianmeng is still visible and standing and even jokes to Zujiao if she is on a diet. Since the Eternal Inferno Phoenix is inside his body, an ordinary fire cannot put a scratch on him. Zujiao could not believe how Tianmeng could stand. His mother called Tianmeng, but he assured his mom that he was fine. He pointed out that some people don't know their place until they learn their lesson. Tianmeng sent himself flying towards Zujiao's direction and slapped her, like a real slap that sent his sister flying. Zujiao landed on a branch of a tree. Tianmeng is proud of himself for making Zujiao perfectly land on a tree. Meanwhile, Lady Huang tried to get her daughter out of the tree. Tianmeng's mom, Wei Jing, approached him and asked if his cultivation base had been restored. Tianmeng just gave her an okay sign and told her she could always count on him. They heard a loud screech from Zujiao's beast companion. The Eternal Inferno Phoenix is currently punching it non-stop. He even ordered the beast companion not to shout because she won't be rescued even if she hung her throat out, and he wanted her to accept his love for her. When the beast companion of Zujiao lost and landed on the ground, he had a good look at its butt, and there he saw that Zujiao's beast companion was a male. He wanted to punish and follow the beast's companion, but Tianmeng stopped him, and the beast had already had enough humiliation. Lady Huang swore to Tianmeng since he was not the son of Lord Yanfeng, she would make him die a horrible death for beating up her daughter. Tianmeng punched the tree just an inch away from Lady Huang's face. She was shocked at what Tianmeng did, which made the tree fall to the ground after he punched it with his bare hands. Since Tianmeng is not part of the family, so he does not have to care about their family's reputation, and he can kill as many people as he wants. He also pointed out to Lady Huang that he is not the type of person who shows mercy on people like Lady Huang, who do not even know martial arts, and that the consequences of her actions will be serious. Since she is too scared of Tianmeng, she promises she won't say anything about what happened today. She said that Tianmeng was so cruel and she won't forget what happened. But before leaving, she asked Tianming why his father wanted to dispose of him and divorced his mother. It is because his father wanted to marry another woman and wanted that woman to be his first wife. The woman's name is Liu King. That woman is only in her 20s and not even much older than Tianming, and the woman is famous for her beauty. And what's more shocking, the wife is from the Lightning House. His father is using this woman to raise his position to the top. That's why his father wanted to eliminate him and his mother, Wei Jing. He gritted his teeth as a sign of the overflowing emotion that he was currently having. He kept cursing his father on his mind and blaming him because for his father, his brother's death was not enough but also caused his mother to suffer even more. He swore to himself that he would make the Lightning Manor disappear forever. Zhujiao told her brother that their father would be hosting a grand wedding in 10 days and told him that if he did not get away or run away, he would die if the Lightning Manor found him. Lady Huang and Lai Zhujiao left their pavilion. Tianmeng's mother looked in his direction and informed him that the Flamulo Science Institute selection would happen the same day his father will be wed to a woman named Liu King from the Lightning Manor. The called competition is only held 4 times a year, and the number of spots is only limited to only 1. Last time, Tianmeng got the Flamulo Science Institute Academy's spot. It feels like it happened long ago. Based on his perspective, his father uses the Flamulo Science Academy's competition to cheer up his wedding. His mother is scared because, as far as she knows his father, she's afraid that the order of the academy will be given to his second brother, Lai Zifeng. Even Tianming knows that his father wants Lai Zifeng to be his successor instead of him. But Lai Tianming won't let them have their way easily. He must win the Order of the Flame Yellow Scions and must rejoin the academy. He must go to Heaven's Sanctum and find the cure for his mother's illness. His mother is so proud of him for being so helpful and a highly ambitious man. But despite this, she does not expect to be cured of her illness, and his happiness is more than enough and seeing him regain his confidence. She then told Lai Tianming to leave their place because she did not want to stay there any longer. She asked her son to pick up the gems, but Tianming did not want to pick them up, and he just stared at the gems, full of resentment. His mother reminded him that a man should strive and take what he can get since it is only natural for him to grab the benefits in front of him. Because, after all, what matters to them is the moment when their dignity is regained and not the fear of losing more of it. Tianming agreed to his mother and bowed to her. Suddenly, his beast companion complained that he was hungry. Tianming asked the chicken what he wanted and what he ate if it was worming since he did not know what the chicken ate because he never fed chickens before. The beast's eyes light up when he says he wants to eat the spirit gems Lai Tianming picked up a while ago. He cannot believe the chicken because he doesn't know how to eat the stones. The chicken convinced Tianming by informing him that he could immediately break through to the next level by eating the spirit gems. Tianming quickly changed his mood and gladly offered the bag full of spirit gems to the chicken, while his mother is laughing from afar, watching them. After that, the chicken is already full from eating the spirit gem. He described the gems as good and quite chewy. Those spirit gems have fire type of spiritual energy and informed Tianming that he could eat it too. Tianming worries that since the gems are stones, he might get constipation. But after that statement, he was called a country bumpkin by the chicken, who does not know anything. He explained to Lai Tianming that he could digest these gems in just an hour, and it was like a snack only for him. The chicken is persuading Lai Tianming to eat it. If he is a man, he has to eat it to prove it, and it is a way to be a tough guy. Tianming realized that after symbiotic cultivation with his companion beast, his body also recast into eternal inferno body, which is why he is immune to the fire and attributes himself. He also thinks that this kind of fire-type spirit and those gems are the gems that he is immune to and it is something that he can eat. When he takes the spirit gem, he immediately feels hot in his stomach, as if it is on fire. He felt that his stomach was being consumed by fire, which was unbearable. The chicken instructed him properly because he had to activate the Eternal Inferno Sutra and refine the crimson spiritual energy into beast energy. He had to melt it in his beast veins. He considered this procedure as an effective way to advance but brutal at the same time. But after a while, he absorbed it. But the chicken told him that one spirit gem is not enough and he has to eat many because, at the moment, he is still as weak as a chicken. After eating 4 spirit gems, Lai Tianming broke through the 4th level of the beast vein realm. He was so tired that he went straight to his bed and slept. Inside his dream, someone is calling his name. He kept on asking who it was and where exactly he was. In front of him was a big eye. Just one eye saying that it is about time. It also mentioned that his body had been transformed. He is still confused because he does not know who it is and what it wants from him. He was shocked when his hand suddenly was cut in half. He shouted so loud that it woke him up, until he felt that his hand had been cut off because it hurt so bad. But when he looks at his arm, his left arm turns black and emits black smoke. He could not believe what had happened to his arm and kept thinking that he must still be dreaming. He pinched his face, but it seemed he was not dreaming anymore. When he saw his palm, he caught an eye on it. He saw the same eye from his dream a while ago. As he looked at it, he kept on having chills and goosebumps. He realized that he could see himself through the eye, and somewhat, it connected its eyes to his vision. He can see clearly. He put it inside his pants and was amazed because he could see clearly, even if it was dark. As he was doing this, the chicken woke up from his sleep and asked him what he was doing because the point of view of chicken could misinterpret what he was currently doing. Tianmeng almost jumped from shock. The chicken told him to stop pretending because sticking his hand into his trousers and panting simultaneously only meant one thing. He also advised Tianmeng that he must do it moderately. Tianmeng threatened the chicken to stop talking nonsense. The chicken became severe, and Tianmeng showed his hand to the chicken and asked what it meant. He faced his palm to the chicken, but as the chicken stared at the eyes, he felt scared, making him jump to the other side of the bed and ask why the eye was there. Tianmeng got curious because the chicken was freaking out. Tianmeng thought that maybe he instinctively backed off because he was killed by the hand in his previous life. The chicken is so scared that he puts himself under covers and tells Tianmeng not to come near him. He tried to calm down the chicken by assuring him that he would put it away since it was in his hands now. The chicken asked how his hand became like that, but both were confused since Tianmeng had been dreaming about it a few minutes ago. He assumes the chicken did not get rid of its enemies, and they are coming after him. The chicken became very nervous and commanded Tianmeng to keep it under his control. Tianmeng assured him that if he were the chicken's enemy, he would give him a hard time since his favorite dish was chicken mushrooms to scare him. The chicken tried to attack Tianmeng, but he could defend himself using his hand. He stopped attacking Tianmeng because his hand was invulnerable. He just wrapped his hand in a bandage to conceal it. He assured the chicken that if ever his hand attacks the chicken, he will cut it off, and even if he die, he won't drag him down because he treats the chicken as his brother. Chicken teared up when Tianmeng considers him as his brother. Tianmeng ensures that using the arm will acquire more wins at the Formidable Science Academy selections. Chicken supported it as his blood was already boiling, and they wanted to win and burn the stage together with Tianmeng. The Formidable Science Academy's selection day is now in the Zephyr Tower. Tianmeng is using a black cloak to conceal his identity. While walking through the crowds, he heard that it would be the Formidable Science Academy's selection, and the wedding of his father, the city lord, Lai Yanfeng. He also heard that the bride of his father is beautiful and her beauty is enchanting. But not also that, he also heard that his second brother, Lai Zifeng, is the finalist by default, but he is also at the 7th level of the Beast Vein realm and considered the most muscular young man in the city. His father has contacted the teachers at the Formidable Science Academy for his brother, Lai Zifeng, so he will be taken care of once he enters the institute. Tianmeng realized that his brother Zifeng was much stronger than him, and he seemed to have been working hard for the past 3 years. Then he heard that his father already arrived. All the people in the Zephyr Tower bowed their heads to the city lord, Lai Yanfeng. He saw his father walking towards them with his new wife, Liu Qing. People surrounding him kept on complimenting the beauty of the Lord's wife. When his father sat on his chair, he announced the beginning of the Formidable Science Academy's selection to begin officially. Then someone went to the middle of the stage. It reveals Tianmeng's brother, Lai Zifeng. He is Lai Yanfeng's second son and Tianmeng's second brother, and just like what I mentioned earlier, Lai Zifeng is at the 7th level of the Beast Vein realm. Tianmeng thinks if he should start the play. Lai Zifeng challenges everyone in the place, and many girls there cheer him up. Tianmeng's beast companion tells him that his brother is trendy and he is seen as a big pervert as his half-brother Lai Zifeng challenges everyone in the place to battle against him. Some people wanted to challenge him, and he commanded them to go against him together and showed them his beast companion, a purple-eyed bright bird. That's why the people who wanted to battle him attacked in his direction with their beast companion. A Gale Wolf, Big Bear, and Black Ape attack him. He showed his beast companion, and it quickly struck them with thunder that killed the beasts. After beating the beasts, Lai Zifeng received much praise from the people. He asked everyone to battle with him, but no one dared to fight him. The new mistress, Liu Qing, told Lai Yanfeng that his son, Lai Zifeng, did not have much of an opponent in their place. She also mentioned his other son, who offended the Lightning Manor, but he told her not to think about him since he is disabled. Still, no one dared to fight with Lai Zifeng, but Tianmeng went in his direction, removed his hood, and revealed himself in front of his brother. Everyone watching is surprised by his appearance and can't believe he is in there. Zifeng and his father asked him if he should go home and rest. He also requested Tianmeng to support his younger brother at the Formidable Science Academy. But before he let him, he wanted to challenge his brother first. Since his father thought that he would lose quickly to his younger brother, Lai Zifeng and Lai Tianmeng started their battle. Zifeng went in his direction and prepared his attack on Tianmeng. But his attack was blocked by Tianmeng, which shocked the people watching their fight. Even Zifeng himself was also stunned by what happened. He let his beast companion attack Tianmeng, but he allowed his beast companion to attack his brother's companion. After seeing his beast companion, he became a laughingstock since his companion looks little and does not look powerful. His beast companion then went to Xifeng's beast companion and started their fight. Xifeng began to attack him, and he kept on counterattacking his brother. Xifeng felt that his brother is getting stronger. Tianmeng wanted to test the power of his hand contains and wanted to try it on his brother. As his hand touched his brother's stomach, he was sent flying. His brother did not have the chance to recover as well as his beast companion. The people watching the fight were surprised to see Lai Tianmeng being able to fight his brother and that he was not crippled. After the fight, Lai Tianmeng made an eye-to-eye with his father with red glowing eyes. But his father's new wife whispered something to his father, and she called another powerful genius who would appear in the city, Quanyang. Liu Quanyang from the Lightning Manor is a 9th level of the Beast Vein realm. He is like 5 realms stronger than him. Tianmeng is surprised when he sees Liu Quanyang. He is Lei Xiaoting's henchman, and he never expected that he would appear there. Even Chicken mentioned that Liu Quanyang is pretty strong. Lai Yanfeng welcomed him as a member of Flamehaven City since Lai Yanfeng and his sister are now married. Yanfeng also compared the young people in Flamehaven City to being like frogs at the bottom of the ocean, and that he doesn't know what a true genius is capable of, so he wanted to let everyone see it. Liu Quanyang cheered her brother not to let her and her husband. He assured them by telling them that he could not waste a rare opportunity to get the Flame Yellow Order. Liu Quanyang summoned his massive green light-emitting beast companion. It was a cheetah with green lightning on its body. And it was not an ordinary cheetah but a big kind of cheetah. The people were amazed by the cheetah and Liu Quanyang because he was much younger than Lai Xifeng and obtained a 9th level of the Beast Vein realm. His beast also is a 5-star lightning type companion beast. That's why it is too powerful. He is close to getting the Flame Yellow Order, but it takes work to get it in a competitive environment, especially the Ignispolis. That is why he chose to enter the Flame Yellow Science Academy as a member of Flamehaven City. Quanyang is making fun of him, saying that Tismeng's attempt at his comeback is not bad. Unfortunately, it is nothing but a final effort. He also added that his big brother Liu Xiaoting Don wants to kill him because he doesn't want to destroy his hopes, and for him, it is more entertaining when Tianmeng is struggling. He agrees with Quanyang and finds it pleasing since he is also willing to play the game because it can change his life and allow them to crush it. He even calls his idea cool. His chicken just called his statement a load of crap. Quanyang rode on his panther beast companion. He told Tianmeng that he has a good spirit of self-deprecation and won't waste his time any longer. In his right hand, he summoned a bolt of lightning. Quanyang wanted to know how much Tianmeng has improved over the last 3 years. He threw the lightning in Tianmeng's direction and only used his hand to try to stop it. But the collision caused an explosion that spread through the whole stage of the Zephyr Tower. It made an impact on Tianmeng. He lost his position and went on his knees as he coughed from the effects of Quanyang's attack. He only got hurt because of the aftershock of the attack, and if the attack directly hit him in his head, he was afraid that he would die after the attack. But their power is too much different from each other. He thinks that fighting against an opponent who is 5 more realms more excellent and superior than him will be challenging to his current rank. Liu Quanyang told him he was not worthy enough to be his opponent, and he did not even feel like beating him, so he ordered Tianmeng to leave the place. Tianmeng Liu Quanyang is easy to kill, but it is not the right time. He thought it would be an excellent opportunity to build a reputation and leave a good impression on the people of Flamehaven City and his father, Lai Yanfeng. The people of the Flamehaven praised Liu Quanyang because he had a great temperament. They also said that Flamehaven will have a bright future ahead. Lai Tianmeng just closed his fist from anger and swore that it would never be the end of their fight with Liu Quanyang, and that would make him pay twice the humiliation he received. But before leaving the Zephyr Tower, Lai Tianmeng wanted to ask Quanyang when he was going to the Flamehaven. He answered Tianmeng that he would leave Flamehaven City in a month. He challenged Liu Quanyang that after a month before he left Flamehaven City, he would smash Liu Quanyang's face, and if he lost to him, he had to give the Flame Yellow Order. Liu Quanyang thinks his idea is stupid, but he is curious about Lai Tianmeng's bet against him. Tianmeng bet his life. Liu Tianmeng agreed to his bet. Even though that Quanyang is barely interested in his life, he sees it as an advantage to help his brother-in-law because of the shame he brought to Flamehaven City. He even calls Lai Tianmeng an ungrateful bastard with no sense of shame. The people of the Flamehaven also see Tianmeng as shameless. Meanwhile, Liu King told Lai Yanfeng that his son was putting on an excellent show for himself. Tianmeng left the stage without admitting defeat and promising a big show after a month. It is now evening. Liu King is talking to her husband, Lai Yanfeng, about the mana competition at Red Twill Mountain and asks for his help because her brother will also participate. Now that the competition will be intense, mainly because their mana is a rare resource that can increase their power, it can double the stars on their beast companion. Lai Yanfeng assured her that every mana in the Red Twill Mountain was his property. He also told her that if his brother can summon a 6-star beast companion, he will have a higher chance of interacting with Heaven's Sanctum. and by that, it will also increase their family's status in the lightning manor. Since the Red Twill Mountain is too large and there are too many beasts lurking around, it will be hazardous for his brother, Yang, to go to the mountains alone. Her husband praised the Lightning Manor for producing geniuses by letting their juniors compete and allowing them to grow through trials and experience tribulations. The competition will be fierce, and 7 other qualified disciples of the Lightning Manor will also be taking part in this competition. One of the good things is that her brother, Yang, has an advantage in the competition, and not only that, Lai Yongfeng is on their side, which is why they have a greater chance compared to other candidates. Lai Yinfeng asked his wife when the other disciples of the Lightning Manor would arrive. She just told him they would be arriving in a couple of days, and she was only allowed to come early because of her marriage to him. He doesn't have to worry about the kids because they have a strong guardian to protect them, but when they enter the Red Twill Mountain, their actions will be restricted by the Lightning Manor. The real test for the children will be after they enter the Red Twill Mountain, but the Lord's familiarity with the mountain will surely help them greatly. Yanfeng told his wife he would take them to Red Twill Mountain in 3 days. As a payment to Lai Yanfeng, she offered her body to make the city lord feel good. Meanwhile, Tianmeng told his mom about what happened on the Zephyr Tower. She doesn't want to wait another month because Flamehaven is too hot now, and she wants to live somewhere in the north as soon as possible. But Tianmeng told her there was no guarantee that he could beat Liu Quanyang after 1 month. But his mom could not care less. She gave him half of the month to fight against Lai Quanyang. Tang Meng pointed out that his beast companion, his brother Chicken, would be a snack for Liu Quanyang's beast companion, the cheetah. It made Chicken very pissed off, and he told them that if the cheetah even dreamed about eating him as a snack, he would beat the cheetah. Lai Tianmeng's mom just laughed at the chicken, and she knew that the chicken could fight and win against the cheetah. The chicken went to Lai Tianmeng's mother and praised her for having a good eye and could appreciate him, unlike some idiot who was Lai Tianmeng, whom he told always looked down on him even though Tianmeng is a big wimp himself. Wei Jing, Tianmeng's mother, was delighted when Chicken acknowledged her as his mother, and she wanted to give him a name so that they won't keep on calling him Chicken. Chicken is so confused, so he tells her his name, Eternal Inferno Phoenix, and it is too long. Tianmeng's mother asked Chicken if they could call him Yinghu. Chicken, whom we will call Yinghu from now on, is teary-eyed because he likes his name. Suddenly, Wei Jing laughed so hard that it worried Yinghu and Tianmeng. Tianmeng was worried because the clear spirit grass needed to remedy his mom's condition was already gone, and they had no stocks left. His mother told him that the clear spirit grass only relieves her symptoms and does not cure her disease, and she's scared that she doesn't have enough time to live. But even though it is only temporary, he doesn't want his mother to suffer. Tianmeng called Yinghu to go to Red Twill Mountain. Yinghu asked him if he won't stay to look after his mom. He is determined to go to Red Twill Mountain to get some clear spirit grass to help his mom to live longer. His mom couldn't do anything to stop her son, so she just reminded him to be careful on his way. And there, Lai Tianmeng and Yinghu went to Red Twill Mountain. They are now in Red Twill Mountain. It has already been 2 days. Unfortunately, he still hasn't seen any more clear spirit grass. They only managed to get only one of them. Yinghu tried to assure him they could find more of the clear spirit grass when they searched more deeply into the mountains. Tianmeng explained that the further they go on the hills, the more dangerous it is for them, and they have to always be on guard against the mighty beasts. All of the beasts in the mountains are all vicious and bloodthirsty, and not only that, but they also grow stronger through cannibalism. They would be in big trouble if they ever met one of the beasts in the mountains. But Yinghu got off Tianmeng's shoulders and went his own way. Tianmeng tried to call him back, but Yinghu just told him there was something good if they went straight ahead. Tianmeng is surprised when he sees that it is a fire lingjai. Yinghu asked him if she could be the one to pick it up. Tianmeng agreed but reminded him to be more careful because ferocious beasts sometimes guard it. Yinghu does not mind the beasts because he knows he is fast. After getting the spiritual essence, they ran fast and hid in a tree. What they got is more than a lot of money. By this, the person who has fire lingjai won't be able to worry for the rest of their life. Yinghu called him stupid, saying that it is a high grade of spiritual essence and that he should absorb and refine it as soon as possible. Yinghu commanded Tianmeng to split and swallow. He asks if he will swallow it like how he swallows a spirit gem. But he hesitates because it is very powerful and he might die. Yinghu told him that he must have confidence in his eternal inferno constitution is more potent than any attribute. He trusted Yinghu and didn't think twice, and they swallowed the gem. They now reached the Beast Vein Realm 5th level breakthrough. Tianmeng told Yinghu that doing dual cultivation makes him feel like they are spending the night together, even though he felt a little disgusted and wanted to find a pretty girl and cultivate with her. Yinghu also wanted to find a beautiful woman in the forest. He even advised Lai Tianmeng to find a female ghost so that his chances of finding one would be higher. He finds that the vision of his eyes is much more vast. Then they heard something from the bushes and trees. Yinghu can sense that the roar is a powerful one. Then a woman appeared in front of them and asked for their help. The woman seems like the woman is a ghost. They cannot believe that they saw a female spirit. Tianmeng corrected himself because they saw a fairy, not a ghost. He became flustered and could not help but keep looking at her. But they were surprised when they saw a giant gorilla chasing the fairy. Tianmeng assured the girl that she didn't have to be afraid because he would help her. The girl thanked him. Yin threw himself at the giant gorilla and started attacking the gorilla and commanded Tianmeng to run and get away. He told Ying to stop being a hero because if they ran, they would run together. If he could not, they would die together. The girl lends her power to Tianmeng. As she was lending him her power, Tianmeng was shocked because he was unsure if the girl was a ghost. But the girl denied the idea of her being a ghost. It's just that she has a unique body that can fuse with others to enhance their power and their realm. Ying laughed at Tianmeng because, through the process of lending her power, Tianmeng was glowing throughout. But the gorilla saw him, so it punched him. As the power was given to him, he wanted to try how much energy it held. As he flew into the air directing to the gorillas, their clash made a massive explosion of yellow and blue. It created a huge hole where the gorilla landed after the collision between Tianmeng and the gorilla. Tianmeng is very happy that his left arm increased its power twice. Then they saw the girl. Unlike earlier, she had no color, and his body and clothes are color white now. They had colors as if she was brought back to life. She thanked Tianmeng for saving her. Tianmeng told her she didn't have to thank him since his power was borrowed from her. Ying decided to introduce himself to the beautiful lady. The girl thought that Ying was adorable. She picked him up and almost squished his face. She even asked Tianmeng if he could give him to her. He jokingly instructed the girl to take him, and she forbade her to pick some mushrooms for the stew. The girl laughed at Tianmeng's joke. Just like him, she was joking too. She introduced herself. She is Zhang Feng. Ying told her that Tianmeng's name is very dumb because the meaning of Tianmeng is fate. She greeted Tianmeng, and Tianmeng also did the same. He thinks that Zhang Feng is sweet and easygoing. He asked her about her beast companion, and he learned that Zhang Feng does not have a beast companion since birth. But even though she doesn't have a beast companion, she is given special abilities, and some are secrets. She mentioned that she sensed a familiarity with Tianmeng and felt she had known Lai Tianmeng for a long time, making her trust him. She made Lai Tianmeng look at her nails. She explained that she has 10 special abilities, which have been sealed since birth. She has already unlocked 2 of them, and one of her extraordinary abilities is the spiritual attachment. It grants her the ability to temporal field. It let her create a region of space where she could control the flow of time. Ying interrupted her and asked Zhang Feng if she should marry Lai Tianmeng, because if they marry each other, they will be overpowered once her 2 abilities support Lai Tianmeng. Zhang Feng also thinks it is a good idea, but Tianmeng tells Zhang Feng not to pay attention to Ying because he has been malnourished since he was born and developed a brain problem, and is mentally retarded. Then he put Ying back in his companion's space. Tianmeng asked her what she was doing in the deep forest of Red Twill Mountain and if she had come together with someone. Zhang Feng came together with someone, but they got separated because a beast chased them. He was intrigued by who is the other person that she was with. But before it was answered by Zhang Feng, a voice from behind was heard, and a ball of fire was sent to him. He is attacked by a girl who looks like a spirit source beast master realm powerhouse. The girl is now holding a sword while staring at Tianmeng eye to eye. She asked if Tianmeng is tired of living, to achieve the spirit source beast master realm at a young age. Tianmeng believes that this girl is exceptional and not just an ordinary talent. Zhang Feng commanded the girl, whom she called Kinger, and explained that Tianmeng was not a bad guy and was involved in saving her while being chased by the beast. He remembered that the woman was Zhang Feng, also known as Linger, but she told Linger that she shouldn't be fooled, and she had to see the passionate look on his face. Kinger called Tianmeng a dirtbag. She warns him not to get any funny ideas about her Linger. Tianmeng pointed out that her good looks don't suit her dirty tongue, and he added that she has no manners. That made Kinger lose her patience and want to smack him to death. Linger tried calming her down and told her that she entered Tianmeng's body and knew that Tianmeng was not bad. Linger told Kinger about what happened to her. At first, he was chased by a beast, and she had no other choice and even mentioned that she and Lai Tianmeng had complete synchronization. Kinger cannot believe it worked on them, and even though she didn't have the perfect synchronization, she grew up with her. She made herself and Lai Tianmeng do the synchronization again. But Kinger couldn't care less even if they had the perfect synchronization, and Lai Tianmeng, whom she called a hobo from the countryside, will never make anything for himself. She even knew that he was at the 5th level of the beast vein and these qualifications couldn't achieve anything in the future. And he called Lai Tianmeng useless. Tianmeng didn't listen to her and just went to talk to Linger because their possession became smoother than the first time they tried it. Kinger was pissed, so she grabbed Linger. She ordered her to leave him alone since they'd been out for quite a long time, and she had to bring her back to Ignispolis. When Lai Tianmeng heard that, he told Linger he would meet her. But before Linger could respond, he was scolded by Kinger, saying that he must not bother coming to Ignispolis and, with his background, he should be at home or farm to contribute to the Vermilion Bird Kingdom. Then they left. Linger waved them goodbye before leaving and bid her farewells. Even though that Linger's friend is harsh when talking, he cannot help to blush at Linger because of her kindness and politeness. He knows that someday he will have the opportunity to meet them again. After a while, Yinghu is now scolding Lai Tianmeng for hiding him from the girls and enjoying their company by himself. He cursed his future babies not to have Butzi and to break his genitals into 7 or 8 pieces. Tianmeng made him quit whining, and they must continue searching for the clear spirit grass. Yuhin cursed him again, saying that if he forces him again to the life-bound space, he will screw him up. But Tianmeng assured him that it won't happen again. While they were searching, they saw a dozen of clear spirit grass. When he was about to pick it up, a giant claw from the ground suddenly appeared. He thought it was a fierce beast, but to his shock, it was the companion beast. It was a blue-tailed scorpion, which is a 5-star companion beast. It is a poison-type arachnid beast, and it is highly poisonous. And he knows that its beast master is just around. Then the beast master came out saying that he was not in the Lightning Manor area, and asked what he was doing in the Red Twill Mountain. She clarified that he was not from the Lightning Manor and went on the Red Twill Mountain. The Beastmaster also asked if he was not afraid of dying. Lib Tianmeng is very confused because he feels like there are many geniuses in the forest and even mentions the Lightning Manor. So he asked her what she meant and if she was a part of the Lightning Manor. He even followed it up by asking if the only people allowed in the Red Twill Mountain were those from the Lightning Manor. So the fact that the Beastmaster is asking him only means that the best master is from the Lightning Manor. Still, he doesn't have the time to talk to him. So the Beastmaster advises him that since the Lightning Manor is doing some business on the Red Twill Mountain, he must leave because if he does not, he might end up being buried, and even if he hesitated for 10 breaths. The Beastmaster just grinned creepily while its eyes were glowing red. Lai Tianmeng thought that the kid was too arrogant, and if the Lightning Manor were all like this, it meant that they were in the Red Twill Mountain to collect medicine, so there was no need to fight with him. But before leaving, he asked him if he could pick a few clear spirit grass because he would need it for Tianmeng's mother, Wai Jing. The Beastmaster looked at the clear spirit grass and stomped his feet on it. He laughed at Lai Tianmeng, saying that he could not understand human language because he said that he wanted him to leave and get lost. But Tianmeng called him brother even though they were not relatives. He even asked Tianmeng if he was worthy. Lai Tianmeng is now mad. He asks the Beastmaster if he thinks that he is great and he will defeat him. The Beastmaster is also down to fight him and asks how dare he is for provoking him even though he knows he is a member of the Lightning Manor, and if Lai Tianmeng wants to die, he will gladly help him. The Beastmaster's beast companion is now attacking Lai Tianmeng and blaming it on him for entering the mountain at the wrong time. They cannot risk the odd chance he might become the first to find the mana. Tianmeng, on the other hand, thinks that the guy will not make a move because he underestimates Lai Tianmeng and Yinghu. They plan on taking down the scorpion with their combo, the Beast Battle Art and Martial Battle Art's Blood Soul Kill. He attacked the scorpion, which sent the demise of the scorpion. The Beastmaster cannot believe that Tianmeng killed his beast companion, but his plan has a backup. He told Tianmeng that he would pierce the needle all over his body, make him beg for his life, and give him a horrifying, painful death. Lai Tianmeng knows that it is a top-grade bestial weapon, a heart-piercing needle, and coated with poison. He launched the needles at Lai Tianmeng and his beast companion. But Lai Tianmeng just disappeared out of thin air, appeared before the beast monster, and punched him using his martial skills. He wondered why Lai Tianmeng's fist was so tough and its strength was so powerful. Now that the beast monster is now on the ground, Lai Tianmeng asks the beast monster does he think that they won't use the same mistake again, and that their blood soul skill killed a rank technique. It adds the right amount of restraints in their attack, and they can use it anytime as long as they maintain enough distance. The Beastmaster smiled creepily at him, saying that Tianmeng was not useless, but he would still kill him and flay his flesh piece by piece, begging him for his quick death. Tianmeng just stepped on his head and explained that he's crawling on the ground and even will eat grass but still have the mouth to talk big. He asked him on what feet he stepped on the clear spirit grass so that he would chop it off for him. Yinghu interrupted and said that he didn't have to bother him because, in the future, he would be a scourge and get rid of him. Then suddenly, the Beastmaster shouted and called his mom and dad. Lai Tianmeng is, of course, worried because he suddenly sensed a danger. He saw in his vision a powerful, fierce beast snake which made him run as fast as he could. He felt an intimidating aura of high-ranking members of the Lightning Manor, and he could not afford to get caught by them. The Beastmaster told them that the Red Twill Mountain was full of people from the Lightning Manor, and he could not escape. He is confident that Lai Tianmeng will be haunted down before it gets down, and he must not forget his name, Zhang Zixuan. But for Lai Tianmeng, it was a lame name, and they told the boy Zixuan that he lived in the area and knew how to get away as soon as possible. Zixuan's parents now came to the location and helped their son, Zixuan, to his parents to avenge him and catch the boy who did it to him. While he was running, he saw Linger and Kinger on the way. He shouted at them and told them to run because of the person following him. Zixuan's father is already catching up, and they are both in the same place. But before attempting to hurt Tanmeng, he greeted King Er first. He greeted her in such a respectable manner. Lai Tianmeng doesn't know who's a princess is what and such. King Er asked the father of Zixuan, Zhang, from the Lightning family. He could not answer immediately and was hesitant to answer Princess King. Princess King or King Er threatened to behead the head of Zhang. He explained that the Lightning Manor is at Red Twill Mountain because they had found mana and chose 7 disciples to compete for it. The eldest of the Lightning Manor is following them as well, as they are not participating in the competition to protect themselves from uncertainties. Her face lightened up as she heard about the mana. She asked what the grade of the mana was. It was an inferior mana that can be called a yellow ranked one, but it can only allow the companion beast to evolve to the 6th star. But Princess King does not seem to buy his explanation. The head of Zhang bowed his head lower as he explained that he didn't have a reason to deceive Princess King. The princess agreed and let him leave them. But before leaving, he grabbed Lai Tianmeng's hand and wanted Lai Tianmeng to follow him. But Princess King stopped him and said to leave Tianmeng in there. The father of Zixuan called Tianmeng a hillbilly, and he even mentioned that Tianmeng injured and attacked his son. But Princess King had already decided and ordered him to leave Tianmeng in her care. He immediately followed the princess, and he took his leave. Tianmeng faced the princess with a sour face after she called him a pig. Er asked him if he didn't like to be called a pig by the princess. His face quickly changed, and he told the princess he liked to be called pig by a noble princess. Er stopped the commotion and explained to Lai Tianmeng that after they parted ways the last time, Er told her that she wanted to follow him and study his actions on why Er could get perfect synchronization with him. And Princess King still could not figure out the reason in the end, so she told Er to give up and told her that there must have been some bond decided by fate for them. She also confessed that they had been following him for a while. She then told Lai Tianmeng that he must go to the capital to play with her, and when she unlocked her other special abilities, she wanted him to try them first. Tianmeng agreed to give her a visit. He was teased by Yinghu, telling her that Lai Tianmeng is willing to do anything she'll ask him to. He will also visit her in the Ignispolis without forgetting a single day. He also recommended that they should get married right there. But they are interrupted by Princess King, who states that Lai Tianmeng is not worthy enough and won't make it past their city guards, so she advises him to start farming in their home. Then asked Er to give the jade pendant to Tianmeng so he could easily find her later. But Princess King rejected the idea. Er told that she had changed, and her cute, innocent, and little Er no longer liked her. But she later gave in and gave Lai Tianmeng the pendant and advised him not to use her name fraudulently if he didn't want her to make Yinghu become an ill stew. Lai Tianmeng thanked Princess King and promised to remove the jade pendant whenever he did farming so it won't get dirty. She laughed at his joke and praised him for having a good sense of humor. He thanked Er because she helped her a lot. They now bid their farewells, and Er and Er left. He then persuades Yinghu to get the mana. Yinghu remembered that many of his abilities had been restricted since he had been transformed from an ancient beast to a companion beast. The mana can help him free himself from those restrictions and help him to grow stronger indefinitely until he becomes an ancient beast of chaos again. Now they break through the 6th level of the Beast Vein realm. Even though they hadn't found the mana yet, they had found a lot of spirit essence and clear spirit grass, and their speed of cultivation increased, and they considered it a great harvest. Yinghu is sure that it is what Er had in her mind when she told him to go in the direction to find the mana, and that the path she had shown him was full of treasures. They followed Er's direction, and they are now at the end of it. Lai Tianmeng thinks that the mana is at the lake, so he wants to dive to look at it. As they dive into the water, Tianmeng reminds Yinghu to be careful because something terrible might be waiting before they can get in. As they kept swimming, they saw the bottom of the ocean, a big key holder. They thought there were more treasures underneath it, or maybe it was a closed well, or the mana might have been there. But they must find the key, probably somewhere inside the lake too. Tianmeng saw the light coming from the direction before him and assumed it might be the key. But Yinghu rejected the thought and said it was the mana they sought. But the shape of the mana matches the shape of the key slot, and the mana is the key from something sealed underneath the lake. Then Tianmeng took it and told Yinghu that a treasure might be inside it. But the only way to know it is by trying to find it out. But Yinghu sensed that there was something powerful coming their way. As it got closer to them, the clearer it got. It was a 3-star beast companion in the form of a crocodile. Lai Tianmeng tried his best to get out of the water, and when he already did, he saw a woman and she asked him what is he doing in the area. But someone outside of the lake shouted that he had the mana, so the girl commanded him to hand over the mana. The girl, who introduced herself as a member of the Lightning Manor, told Tianmeng that the mana that he got from the bottom of the lake was the property of the Lightning Manor, and that he had some guts to trespass and try to steal their mana. Does she give him a chance to return the mana to her, or will he lose his life? But Tianmeng refused and bid his farewell to the lady. But the lady was pissed off, so she summoned her beast companion, a fish, a 6-eyed flying fish and a 5-star water-type fish companion beast. Lai Tianmeng thought that this kind of companion beast was a water type. It won't be easy for him and is more troublesome because his beast companion is a chicken, and water is not his territory. He had no choice but to leave the water and get on land as soon as possible. He jumped on the fish's head and started running to get on land. When he was running, Jiang Yilin from the Lightning Manor introduced herself. She is both her father and her uncle, who is a high-ranking members of the Lightning Manor, and made a deal with Tianmeng that if he didn't stop, she'll ensure his family would suffer because of him. She also mentioned that she is already at the 8th level of the Beast Vein realm, and killing him is like squashing an ant for him. Now that Lai Tianmeng was already on the land when he turned around, he saw the beast companion above and flying. Jiang Yilin is now planning to attack Lai Tianmeng, but Lai Tianmeng isn't going to run away anymore. He closed his fist and punched the fish, but Lai Tianmeng is so strong that it kills the fish. Yilin is so shocked by what happened. Her uncle and her father went in his way, worrying that he might get hurt. When Jiang Yilin's uncle and father are already approaching her, Lai Tianmeng grabs the body of Jiang Yilin. He threatened to snap off Yilin's neck if they acted rashly. They told Lai Tianmeng that he was too young to know the level of existence that he offended, and if he knew the power of the Lightning Manor, he guaranteed that he would be crying and begging on the ground by now. Lai Tianmeng just grinned and answered that it was impossible because it was hard for him to bring tears. Yilin's father stated that he is presumptuous and can kill him instantly if he tries to make a move, and at his age, even a top genius cannot be faster than him. Lai Tianmeng showed them the pendant that Princess King gave him. They instantly realized that the jade pendant belonged to the royal family and was Princess King's imperial jade pendant. Jiang Yilin's uncle asked him how he got it and who he was. Lai Tianmeng told them he was Princess King's subordinate and asked them if they had an issue taking the mana. He then went closer to Yilin to threaten them and said that he remembered their faces and familiarized them. If they dare to fight over the mana with him, he asks them if they want to know what will happen to their families when they return to Ignispolis. Then the father's manner changed, and he did not dare to know what would happen to their families. But he asked Lai Tianmeng who is his father. Tianmeng pushed Yilin and said that they knew who his dad was. He then ran away because he was taking too much time with Princess King's business and took his leave. Yilin is frustrated because she does not want them to let him go, and the jade pendant is something that Lai Tianmeng picked up. But his father rejected it because he knew that Princess King would never lose her jade pendant, and even if it were picked up, an average person would not know what the item meant. Her uncle agrees. Lai Tianmeng is unafraid of them from the beginning. He couldn't be so calm if he were insecure or not confident in his backing. That is why they cannot do something, because Lai Tianmeng also is the one who snatched it from the razor-backed colossal crocodile after all. But after a while, Liu Quanyang arrived at their location riding his green light panther companion beast, and asked them if they got the mana. He greeted his uncle Jiang and stated that it was inappropriate for them to show up openly since it was a game for the juniors. Yilin answered Quanyang that it was found, but they didn't have the mana and were taken by an outsider. Quanyang cannot believe that outsiders are allowed to enter the territory since it is the territory of Flamehaven City. Uncle Jiang described Lai Tianmeng as someone who claimed to be Princess King's subordinate, and the one who got the mana from the lake, and also mentioned that Yilin could not beat him. Even though he wanted to take the mana before making his decision, unfortunately, he showed Princess King's jade pendant and left, going to the east path. He told Quanyang that he might be able to catch up after him if he went now. Liu Quanyang and his cheetah went on the east path to follow Lai Tianmeng. Her daughter asked him why he let Liu Quanyang go after Lai Tianmeng. If Liu Quanyang gets the mana, he will overpower her in the future. Her father has no choice but to tell Liu Tianmeng them because he cannot explain himself to others. Yilin is frustrated about not getting the mana even though she is almost close to getting it. On the other hand, Yinghu tells Lai Tianmeng that the crocodile is chasing him like a dog, but he makes the crocodile cry tears of blood and still cannot catch him. They went back to the lake, where they saw the lock made for the mana, but they heard a screech and wondered if they were the ones they had encountered earlier. Chicken prepared himself. The one they heard screech was the crocodile again, but this time, he was chasing Liu Quanyang. Liu Quanyang's strength doesn't eliminate the crocodile. He needs to survive until his elder comes to his rescue. Yinghu commanded Tianmeng to ignore Quanyang and insert the mana into the key slot. Tianmeng is glad their place is hidden so well, and he guesses they can find sacred treasures underneath it. They now went inside it, and as long as they won't come out there, they won't be able to find them. They swim deeper to find some secret door. He thinks that the treasures are hidden in the secret doors. Tianmeng entered a door where they found a shiny orb. They noticed that the well uses the mana as a key, and if there is only a white jade sphere inside the well, it must only mean that the value of the white jade is greater than the mana from outside. Yinghu told Tianmeng that no matter what the orb was, he could study it by himself while he refined himself first. Tianmeng lets Yinghu refine his mana while he studies the orb because there may be a hidden secret. Meanwhile, Liu Qing and Lai Yanfeng were watching Liu Quanyang struggle to fight against the crocodile, and Liu Qing asked her husband, since his brother was struggling, they should help him. But Lai Yanfeng cannot interfere unless it is for the last resort, which is also a part of her brother's training. Liu Quanyang is tired of fighting with the crocodile since his strongest moves do not even hurt the crocodile, and if it continues, he might die. Then suddenly, the crocodile went in his direction and attempted to eat him alive, but Lai Yanfeng used his power to stop the crocodile. After 3 hours, the crocodile died, and they now knew who had the mana. They were informed by Zhang telling Yanfeng and Quanyang that Tianmeng was the one who hurt his son, and as he was following Tianmeng, Princess King stopped him, and they thought that the jade pendant of Princess King was probably given there. Since Lai Tianmeng is not a royal family member, they can still get it back even if he has the jade pendant. Quanyang is mad and asks why they take it so seriously and if he has refined the mana. Liu Qing calmed and asked her brother not to panic since the beast companion of Liu Tianmeng could not refine the mana, and Lai Yanfeng will get it for him. Quanyang lightened his mood after knowing that Tianmeng's companion beast was only a rank 1. Meanwhile, while Tianmeng is holding the white jade sphere underneath the well, he suddenly sees an eye. The white sphere of jade glowed to the point that Tianmeng hurt his eyes from the glow of the jade sphere, almost blinding eyes. His consciousness was getting blurred, and he felt as if he entered another world. The secrets from the orb are entering his brain directly, and it seems like he has entered its space. Something spoke at him, saying that when he cultivates God's soul canon to the level of sky polarity I, the spirit core shall truly open. The path to the realm of the wonder should be established, and he may seek his legacy afterward. The first stage of the God Soul Canon, the bewildering eye. When the bewildering eye is mastered, the God Soul Canon's second stage can now be learned. Tianmeng is confused and wants to be familiar with it first. After regaining his consciousness, he was asked by Yinghu since Tianmeng started saying some scripture, and even thought that he would become a monk. Since Yinghu still has to refine the sphere slowly, they don't want to delay the cultivation. The bewildering eye needs to establish the illusion type of spirit veins in the eye. Tianmeng's eyes are bleeding, and he wonders if the eyes are meant for humans or people with special strength. But Yinghu reminded him that he still had a special eye. Then he started again cultivating his left arm, which has an eye. After 5 days, Tianmeng wonders why Yinghu is still a little chicken while others become more handsome when they refine. Then Tianmeng tried the bewildering eyes on Yinghu, and there he made him see a beautiful sexy chicken. Yinghu saw a naked and sexy hen, which is his ideal type. Tianmeng figured out that the eye can produce seductive illusions. Although they cannot inflict damage directly, they can at least distract the opponent. After some time, he knows that his mother is already waiting for him and that the people at the Lightning Manor might be waiting for him in Flamehaven City. Back at Flamehaven City, it is time to settle the score between Liu Quanyang and Lai Tianmeng. Back in Flamehaven City, the Lightning Manor and Lai Yanfeng are having a meeting regarding Lai Tianmeng and the missing mana. It has been several days since his disappearance, and he still hasn't come back in. They thought that maybe he died on Red Twill Mountain. But Yilin is pretty confident that Tianmeng has no reason to be dead after their fight. There is a message from the Lightning Manor saying that as soon as Lai Tianmeng returns, whoever one of them grabs the mana will be the one who owns the mana. It will be given to the younger ones to do the fighting, but if Princess King pursues the matter, the Lightning Manor will help them to take care of it. Their only worry right now would be when Tianmeng goes to Princess King, then their waiting will be in vain. But his father doesn't believe what they are saying because he knows that his son is a responsible and dutiful son, and he will be back to meet his mother also. He wants the Flamulo order. Then someone reported that Tianmeng had been spotted. Apparently, Lai Tianmeng was strutting around in the most prominent place of the city and seemed to be waiting for someone, and he wasn't alone in waiting. When they went to Tianmeng's location, he was actually waiting for them for half a day. The Lightning Manor's Liu Quanyang said that even if he had Princess King's jade pendant, the mana was actually a property of the Lightning Manor, so if he wanted it, he would have to fairly compete with all of them. Liu Qing asked her husband, Lai Yanfeng, if he felt sad for his son. But even Tianmeng's father doesn't feel any remorse for his child because he chose it himself and has nothing to do with him. Liu Qing was glad to hear that answer from Yanfeng and reminded him that after all of those, he had to come back to the Lightning Manor so that they could give him a high position. Tianmeng is amazed at how people can talk with such a tone when they are basically stealing someone else's stuff. He challenged them to come at him all at once to end it as soon as possible. Ilan thinks that he is arrogant and talking big and will soon run away with his tail between his legs like a dog. Quanyang said that don't regret his choices and they are having difficulties deciding on the consequences. Whoever obtains the mana will win. But before starting, he wanted to ask Liu Quanyang about the agreement they made a month ago that if Quanyang lost, he had to give the order to him. Quanyang kept his promise, and if Tianmeng lost, he had to give the mana to him. Then they started fighting. Quanyang is making his move by running away from them since the location is too close to the inn, and it will disturb his mother's rest. And his other reason is that, for him, it is good for other people in Flamehaven City to watch their fight so that they will know who won and the real winner of the Flamulo selection. And finally, his father will know how it feels like to have geniuses of the Lightning Manor whom he thinks so highly will be trampled under his feet. People are now starting to see the 7 great genius of the Lightning Manor and Lai Tianmeng and see it as a good show since Lai Tianmeng will be in trouble and get beaten up. Tianmeng started with Zhang Zixuan first by giving him a punch. Quanyang tells them to stay out and that he will deal with Tianmeng all by himself, but the geniuses think that he will take the mana for himself. It is actually Tianmeng's plan to make them fight each other, and next, he will exploit their weaknesses and take them out one by one. Then Tianmeng was asked by the master of the legendary Hurricane Swallow. Then he was attacked by him, and their fight started. But a strong punch from Tianmeng knocked him out. But it was not surprising for them since Zixuan was the weakest of them. But after seeing Tianmeng fight, they realized that they underestimated his power and above her capabilities, said by a woman with a worm-like beast companion. She was too scared to fight him, and then she left them. The people watching them are currently in awe since they saw how Lai Tianmeng knocked out 2 of the 7 geniuses and scared the other one away. There are now only 4 out of the 7 geniuses left in front of him. The remaining 4 planned on attacking Lai Tianmeng all at once, but unfortunately they were too slow. 2 of them were punched by Tianmeng, which left them unconscious. Liu King was worried about his brother, but Lai Yanfeng assured her that she didn't have to worry about his brother because he was trying his best to make the last stand. Lai Tianmeng was about to hit Yilan, but before Tianmeng hit her, she quickly surrendered, which made him and Quanyang to be fighting for their dignity and for the sake of the Yellow Flame Order. Now that it is only Tianmeng and Nenyang who will be battling for the mana and their bet regarding the Yellow Flame Order. Quanyang made a not-so-good remark about the Yellow Flame Order that, despite having this, the Academy won't let him easily. He even brought up Lai Tianmeng being a cripple from years ago, but Tianmeng made a remark that soon enough, they will both find out who will be going to be cripple. After the Lightning Manor had acted high and mighty when they sent a group of established geniuses to defeat Lai Tianmeng and reclaim the stolen mana, they were filled with much arrogance that they never considered fighting him as a team. But instead, they lacked unity and fought amongst themselves. This gave Tianmeng the opportunity to create a strategy on how to defeat them. He decided to pick them off one by one while utilizing the skills that he improved on for the past few weeks. The group of geniuses were defeated by either incapacitation or yielding to Tianmeng. All that had remained was Liu Kaiyan, his brother-in-law. Kaiyan was not planning on holding back any punches anymore. Chains embedded with lighting and flames extended out of Kaiyan's body. It was a grade 3 bestial weapon called the Thunder Fire Chain, and with its use, it gave Kaiyan a boost of confidence to defeat Tianmeng. In a different area, the fight between Tianmeng's Phoenix, Yinghuo, and Kaiyan's Thunder Cheetah is about to start. The flexibility and range of the Thunder Flame Whip gave Kaiyan the advantage of attacking Tianmeng unpredictably, and, with one hit from it, can deal great damage to its target. This forces Tianmeng to focus on the evasion as an initial strategy. This greatly boosts Kaiyan's ego, and he proceeds to attack him recklessly. This does not put Tianmeng in a difficult situation, and he proceeds to taunt Kaiyan and play with him like a child with a playmate. The bystanders who are watching them fight initially were completely in favor of Kaiyan and his group of geniuses, but now they are debate on who will win the fight. Some are in favor of Tianmeng, while on the other hand, some pity him for what he has gone through. There are still some who say that the scandal that he was framed for was enough to destroy his future, and that any attempts and struggles to redeem himself will be rendered useless. Tianmeng, on the other hand, had thoughts in mind and decided to give them a show and display who should be considered as the hunter and who is the prey. Tianmeng dodges the flaming chain and raises his mutated hand to Kaiyan's face. The eye that was embedded in his palm opens, revealing the bewildering eye, and he uses the skill that he had recently received. It reveals the target's inner desire, and what was revealed to Kaiyan was not Tianmeng expected. It was his Kaiyan's sister, Liu King, and she was posing erotically for her brother and was in full submission to him. Disgusted by his incest fantasy, Tianmeng not only takes advantage of this distraction, but also punches Kaiyan in the face with full force with his annoyance towards Kaiyan. With the use of the Dragon Mammoth Heavy Strike, Kaiyan falls rapidly into a house, sustaining brutal injuries. This gave the bystanders a shock cause not only the group of geniuses who were struck by Tianmeng were defeated by a single punch, but also Kaiyan, who was considered the strongest among the group, was also defeated by one single punch. And on the other end of the area, Yinghuo sits upon the body of the defeated Thunder Cheetah and continues to threaten it. and makes fun of it as it cries into submission. A heavy foot presses on the defeated Kainian, and words of cowardice flow out of his mouth. Kainian admits defeat and begs for mercy to his opponent, but Tianming has other plans for him. With a wide devil grin and bloodlust eyes, Tianming grabs Kainian's face and smashes his face on the tiles on the roof as he threatens to kill him. The fear in Kainian's mind took over, and he proceeded to soil his pants with both blood and urine. The cocky Kainian is now rendered as a pitiful weakling and is proven more so as he cries a waterfall and bleeds. Kainian continues to degrade himself in hopes of gaining mercy from his attacker. Tianming takes this as a chance to belittle the people who disgraced him and his loved ones. He makes fun of the group of established geniuses who cannot even handle a single hit from him. The worthless cripple of Flameshaven that they made fun of stands in front of the defeated foes and display his dominance with his strength while grasping the head of the defeated Kainian. He gazes into his father and his newly wedded wife with his golden eyes and bloodlust. Lai Yanfeng demands his disregarded son to release Kainian at once. Tianming agrees to do so, however, he has conditions that need to be agreed upon before he releases his brother-in-law. Desperation takes over Liu King, and he agrees to him without a second thought, regardless of the consequences. The first condition is regarding the bet he made with Kain Yang, and with his triumph against him, he wins the bet, and now the Flamulo order is now in the new ownership of Tianming. And with that, he demanded as the new owner of the Flamulo order, he will be treated with respect and honored as the rightful winner of the yearly selections. And lastly, as his second condition, he asks for a good horse cart to be prepared for tomorrow. Lai Yanfeng, the city's lord and Tianming's father, will send both Wei Jing and her son out of the city with full courtesy of a guest. And once they leave, all ties with Tianming and Yanfeng will be severed. All the bystanders stand behind Tianming and cheer him on as they protest to Yanfeng. Yanfeng looks down in defeat and agrees with his conditions. Later on, loud popping sounds came from the firecrackers as the city celebrated and paraded the victory of Tianming. Cheers and confetti filled the air as a beast, and his master enjoyed the fruits of their labor before they set out on their journey. A few days later pass, Wei Jing is resting at the back of the cart as Tianming is enjoying a bonus that he hasn't revealed to his father and his opponents. Chains embedded with lighting flow around Tianming like water. The thunder flame chains that were originally owned by Kainian are now in his possession. He plays with it a bit more as they are presented in front of a grand entryway leading to a fresh start in the city of Ignispolis. And that's how the first part of this manhwa ends. Well guys, if you like this video and you want a second part, comment below with the word genius. Also subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and like the video. But most important, leave a comment. Until the next video.